Today we're doing a Honkai Star power scaling tier list because, I don't know, I just felt like it. Here are the tiers. We got Aeon power level, Stellaron Hunter, High Threat, Average Human, and Specimen, because a lot of characters in this list are going to be fucking specimens. Also because I want to put Bailu in this tier because in hands-on combat, she's going to do absolutely nothing, and we have not seen her do anything with the medicine in the story, so she's going to be in this tier. To actually get started with this list, we have the Trailblazer, the main character of the story Honkai Star Rail, and they've been alright. In the story, firstly, the Trailblazer owns a Stellaron because our mother Kafka left us when I was in birth, and then she leaves us right after. The Trailblazer also gains some power from the Aeons possessing a path from them, but the only ones we've seen them get so far is Harmony, Destruction, and Preservation, so I think they can sit comfortably in Stellaron Hunter tier because they only use the baseball bat for no reason. March 7th, a character that got her name because her dumb ass got stuck in ice for several years, and that was the day that she was rescued. Anyways, she has a bow and arrow, and she takes photos. And that's pretty much it. And also in the story, the only thing that March 7th does productively is get in more trouble. So, you can go in Average Human. Next up is Don Heng, your average edgy kid in anime. He is a character that wields a powerful spear called the Cloud Piercer and has a lot of fighting experience as he goes on explorations for the Astral Express. He doesn't want to talk about his past, and I'll get to it later, but for right now, he is in High Threat. And I'll put his even edgier brother in Aeon Power level. Blade is in this tier because he is literally immortal, so he literally cannot die. He is a stellar hunter that goes for 8 billion bounty, and while he was on a pursuit for Don Heng, he destroyed entire planets and stations. So yeah, Aeon power level sounds like a good tier for him. As for his wife, yep, she's peak of Stellaron Hunter. Kafka is a talented killer, as fact she has an even bigger bounty than Blade at almost 11 million, and she's the only person that can keep Blade sane from his Mara, because she damn knows that if he becomes a bloodthirsty maniac, she's dead faster than people accepting her as mommy. Anyways, back to Kafka. She wields 2 guns and a katana, and she can manipulate the players with her strings. So, I think that she deserves the peak of Stellaron Hunter for now. Let's take a breather and calm down a little and talk about Luca. Luca is a professional boxer in the undergrounds of Yarlow 6, so he can probably knock out a lot of people in this list without even trying. Besides his robotic arm that can shoot out like a rocket, he has no more combat feats besides being a boxer, so I think he deserves to go above March 7th, but not a tier above. While we're at it, we should probably just talk about the entire underground of Yarlow 6. So we have Natasha. Natasha is the doctor of the undergrounds in Yarlow 6, and she wields a grenade launcher that is absolutely giant. So, she's probably be able to beat March 7th, but I don't know, I think Luca has more feats than that, so we'll put her here. As for Hook, she fucking sucks, but she is above Bailu in my opinion because she has that giant arm fucking mole rat looking thing. I don't know what the fuck that is, but that puts her over Bailu. Clara is a really weird character to rank because by herself, she's objectively the weakest character in Honkai Star Rail, so that's where I'm gonna put her, respectively in the bottom of Specimen. Her robot father's frog, on the other hand, is really strong because he can summon a shit ton of missiles out of fucking thin air, and he can summon a robot arm, like hand, whatever the fuck that is, like with the fucking purple prism ball that traps everyone in it. It took Natasha and the entire Astral Express to even defeat him before Clara just said no. But I still think that Srog is weaker than the main character because the main character has only gotten stronger ever since. Pela. So when do we see her in the story again? Pela, unfortunately, we can't rank correctly because she has gotten 2 seconds of screen time in the story. Well, if you're taking assumptions from her gameplay though, her gameplay is pretty much she has drones that shoots out lasers and she has more small drones that shoots out fucking whatever the fuck that is. With just her gameplay, I don't think there's any way Luca can deal with all those drones, so I'm putting her above Luca. Next up we have is the Landau siblings. Lynx, Serval, and Gepard, Japard, I don't know, whatever the fuck you want to call this guy. Lynx is probably objectively the weakest out of the Landows because all she has is a scythe and the bad smell of fucking whatever the fuck dog food bullshit that is. So I'ma put her above Bailu but below Hook because I think she can just stab Bailu with a fucking sickle. Surfall I'ma put under March 7th because she has a guitar and March has a bow. J-Pard is a pretty weird character because his weapon is a fucking guitar case. What the fuck are you supposed to do with that? But on the other hand, he's a really highly trained soldier. So below Danheng. Next up we have is Shampoo, and I'm not talking about heads and shoulders, I am talking about this rat. Yeah, Sambo kind of fucking sucks, but he did trick the entire Astro Express and Bronya, so I'll put him below Luca. But you know what's better than 2 daggers? Bronya is the definition of getting your American citizenship early and bringing a gun to a fucking knife fight. She is pretty strong because she is a general in Belobog. So with that being said, I think she can be deserved to be above J-Pard and Danheng and be the top of high threat. Also, I'm gonna put her right here because Zila and Bronya are basically in the equal scale, but Zila is just a little bit weaker. To close off Belobog, we have Kikolia. Being Bronya's mother-in-law, she is really fucking strong. She has a giant ice lance, and also she can turn into a giant whatever the fuck that is. But with that being said, I think she is peak of Stellaron Hunter, but does not deserve to go on Aeon power level because she is not killing anyone in the Aeon power level. Let's be honest. I'm gonna quickly go through these next characters because we have a little more characters before we can talk about Luofu. Asta, she has a giant fucking telescope looking thing, I don't know what the fuck that is, and she can shoot out pretty average fire shit. I'm gonna put her above Pela. Arlon has a giant ass fucking sword and he is also part of the herder station, putting him below fucking Asta. Summerwolf, a Stellaron Hunter and a fucking gamer girl. I'm gonna put her in the top of high threat because she doesn't do anything that productive. Himiko has a giant orbital cannon and also has a drone that shoots at fucking giant buzzsaws. I'm gonna put her below Svrog. Okay, let's take a breather. Let's talk about Susheng. Susheng is a knight in the Luofu and she's really fucking clumsy. Because she can't even carry her own sword properly. Jesus Christ. And also she can't even remember names properly. How the fuck is she supposed to do anything? Oh, she can summon a chicken. Well, with that, she gets a shit ton of points up, and you're gonna go above Pela.
Take this! Shape of Titan Rise Venus!
Actually, never mind, you're gonna go below Pela. Qingchue, a member of the Diviner Commission that eventually sneaks out each time because she wants to gamble. The only thing that she's gambling is our fucking skill points, and she does absolutely nothing else. Well, you can go to the bottom of this tier. Tingyun is a merchant in the Luofu, and there's theories going on that this is not even the actual version of Tingyun, so I can't really rank Tingyun. I have to rank the Fantilia version of Tingyun, which is fucking weird because Tingyun's neck snaps, and that's all that happened. That's everything that happened in the story. Like, she literally does nothing. She sells shit, she gets in trouble, and then she fucking gets snapped, and turns out that's not even the real Tingyun, so we don't even see the real Tingyun. So what the fuck is going on? Tingyun goes somewhere in average human, but I just don't know where, so I'm gonna put her on the bottom. Next up is the most memorable character in Honkai Star Rail, Yukong. Yukong also in the story does absolutely fucking nothing, but she is the commander of the Luofu, so that gets props, I guess. So far, I put all the commanders in high threat, and since Yukong is also a commander, I'm gonna put her in the bottom of high threat. Next up is Best Girl Go Knifin, aka Twitch streamer, aka YouTuber, aka whatever the fuck you want to say, aka Happy New Year, aka in the fucking specimen tier because she does absolutely nothing in the story. You know who the worst character is to lose your 50-52 in Honkai Star Rail history? Yanqing in the story is actually pretty damn strong because he is the student of Jin Yuan, and also he has the ability to conjure up multiple fucking swords out of fucking nowhere. and his ultimate move of having a giant fucking sword is actually pretty good. With that being said, I don't think he can go into the Stellaron Hunter tier, but he is pretty close to being in there, so I'm gonna put her in the peak of high threat. Since I already mentioned Jingyuan, let's talk about our general. Jingyuan is part of the High Cloud Quintet and is also a student of Jingliu, who is also in the High Cloud Quintet. He possesses the Lightning Lord, which is basically a giant lightning fucking JoJo stand, which is kind of convenient because his JPVA is voiced by Jotaro. Anyways, I'm getting off topic. Jingyuan is actually pretty strong because he turned into the new general of the Luofu, and with his feats in the story, I think he deserves to be on the top of Stellaron Hunter because I think he can easily beat Cocolia. Now, Jingliu, she is actually fucking overpowered. Jingliu canonically is proven to have defeated Blade 100 times over, basically bullying Blade, which immediately puts her in the top of Aeon power level. Now you might be saying, was it Jingyuan the person that killed Jingliu in the cinematic? Very true, but she does come back even stronger bullying Yanqing, and this immediately puts her into the top of Aeon power level because Yanqing is a fucking bitch and steals all my 50/50s when I fucking pull for characters. Finishing the High Cloud Quintet bullshit, we have Inhibitor Lune Danheng. No one's favorite character. IL Danheng is just an ascended version of normal Danheng, but this time this guy summoned water dragons. And even bigger water dragons. And he still has his massive spear, but he has a giant orb, which summons massive water dragons. Basically what I'm trying to say is that he's pretty equal to Jingyuan in strength, but I would say that he is a little bit stronger because we've seen him do more in the story. Next up in the list is Master Diviner Fu Xuan. Fu Xuan is the leader of the Diviner Commission, and she has a lot of feats going with her. Mainly slowing time, reading minds, and also explosion bullshit with her ult. She also technically defeated Kaka, but Kaka did surrender and didn't want to go all out. And she escaped her prison bullshit pretty easily, so I'll put her below Kafka and let everyone fight about it. Locha is next, and Locha is a mysterious person that has really good healing magic and has a giant fencing sword, but at the same time he doesn't do anything in the story. But also at the same time, Jingyuan actually classes it as a high threat. So there's actually a really good solution to my problem of not ranking him, is I'm gonna put him right below Jingyuan, and you can fight me in the comments. Let's have a look at the Ghost Hunting Squad, shall we? Wow, wow. Or if you're Mr. Pokey, wah, wah. She was in the Ghost Hunting Guild for several decades, even though her appearance is a fucking 5-year-old. But what's combat feat is cower in fear the entire time and let your tail carry you. Her tail actually carries her to high threat tier because her tail is actually proven to be really, really strong. Now, Hanya and Shuai, on the other hand, is really similar to Power, so I'm gonna put Hanya right above Hua and Shuai right above Hanya. Imagine you're in your room, relaxing, talking to your homies, just enjoying that moment. And then some random red hair guy says, "Hey, can I marry your flower plant? Like, that looks really cool. Can I do it?" Argenti is next, and just like in game, his lore-wise power is mid. We are finally done with the Luofu, and now we can finally talk about Penacony. Starting off strong, we have Black Swan. First of all, she's a memo keeper, which is just an emulator that can share memories and do memory bullshit, blah, yada yada yada. Controlling memories, and in her ultimate, she can summon a bunch of hands that explode. I think she deserves to be in the Stellaron Hunter tier. Where she goes in this tier, probably right below Locha. Why? I don't know. Gallagher is next, and by himself, he's pretty average, but he has a pet. And I'm not joking when I say this. His pet's name is called Something Upon Death. And basically what that does is it puts them into a different dimension. Well, if Gallagher actually uses this smartly, he can bring them into a different dimension and do his Bloodhound Slash looking thing. So where I'm putting Gallagher is in the top of High Thread, and I'm putting his pet in the bottom of Aeon Power level. I was holding this character back because I was scared because they have the most overpowered ability. But let's talk about tax evasion. Topaz and Numby, aka the IRS, aka the person that comes to your house and collects all your money. Since tax evasion is such a strong and overpowered power, it scared the shit out of Bronya, so we're gonna put her above Bronya. Since I'm into the topic of IPC, I also have to talk about the other IPC member, Aventurine. Aventurine by himself would just be right over Topaz. But he does have a form which basically makes him Gamba Gilgamesh called the Amber Lord form. And basically he rains down a shit ton of fucking coins that no one can probably deal with in the upper tier. So I'm probably gonna put him above Kafka because I don't think Kafka will be able to deal with the amount of coins. Regarding the controversy, let's talk about Tecton's girlfriend. Robin in the story is also fucking weird because in the story she gets clapped by fucking something upon death. But at the same time, she is an emulator. I'm putting her in the bottom of Stellaron Hunter. You know who is stronger than Robin on the other hand? Sparkle. Well, kinda. Sparkle's ability and how she uses this ability in the lore is more confusing than the Who Shot Joe and Joestar arc in JoJo. AKA really fucking confusing. Because her ability to shapeshift is pretty good, she hasn't used this for any good use besides maybe making the MC and Firefly unconscious, and she doesn't do anything special after that. But she is proven to be also pretty strong, so I'm kind of in a dilemma in this. But if I had to put her in a tier, I'll probably put her right below Robin. In true JoJo fashion, let's talk about Gyro Zappelli. Shit, I'm in Boot Heel. Boot Heel is a trained gunslinger and is also a Galaxy Ranger. He wields a 6-shooter for his weapon, and basically he has the Second Amendment. Now we know that Robin has a bullet in her neck, so we can roughly assume that Boot Heel should be above Robin. Because it's funny. Now, Hoyoverse. Let's make a deal. When we complete the story, eventually, and when 2.3 comes out, we don't bring Firefly with us in the Astral Express, I'm going to riot. I will sue you on the spot of $5.3 billion if we don't bring Firefly with us. Firefly is the latest Stellaron Hunter so far, and I would say this is probably stronger than Kafka. Now, I'll put her above Cocolia because I think Firefly's fire abilities can counter her ice abilities. And also the fact that her destructive power is literally insane. Misha, also known as Mikkel, is the Watchmaker. Although his appearance is just Rune Server's fucking femboy, he's actually really strong as he made Penacony how it is right now. Now, to be said, he has done nothing in the story that I would say would give him Aeon power level, but I'll cap him off in Stellaron Hunter for now. This might change in the future, but for now, I'll put him on the peak of Stellaron Hunter. Now let's talk about the top 3 strongest characters in Honkai Star Rail. Starting off in the top 3, we have Sunday. Sunday is another emulator, being the sister of Robin, and by himself he's not that really strong. But his main feat that puts him all the way in Aeon power level is when in the story he turns into the new weekly boss thing. In that boss, he basically is just a fucking Aeon. He copies Control C's of fucking Aeon, but it's a little bit weaker than a fucking Aeon. Now, try to recreate a Aeon is really hard, and it's probably gonna be weaker than an Aeon, but it puts him all the way in the Aeon power level. Second strongest character in this list is Acheron. Acheron is an emulator of Nihility and is really fucking overpowered. Acheron's ability is to stop literally everything around you and put you in a different fucking dimension. When Acheron was fighting Aventurine, she literally just sheathed her sword and fucking countered his entire fucking attack. Now you might be asking, what is stronger than Acheron? How does fucking Acheron not be the strongest character? Well, ladies and gentlemen, the strongest character in Honkai Star Rail is Welt Yang. Acheron herself even said that she can't defeat Welt Yang. The reason why Welt Yang is so overpowered is because he has a black hole in his cane. And he's basically the same Welt as the one in Honkai Impact 3rd. We can probably all agree that Welt, even though he hasn't even shown his abilities, is the strongest character in Honkai Star Rail. Well, I discussed the strongest character in Honkai Star Rail, so this should be the tier list done, right? Well, no. It can't be over. Because I'm missing a few characters. Mainly the people in the simulated universe. So let's talk about Herta, Ranmei, Dr. Ratio, and Skrullum. Now, these 4 characters are proven to be really, really strong, so I can just like take an educated guess. But I really can't. Now, I'll discuss everyone individually. Herta made the simulated universe and is another emulator, which means she is strong, but yet again, we haven't seen her do anything in the fucking story. Ranmei is also proven to be strong because she literally stopped a fucking planet's evolution from her fucking experiments, but yet again, she has no combat experience. Dr. Ratio is proven to be a fucking genius, but yet again, he's done nothing in the fucking story. And Skrullum is in the same boat as fucking Herta. Now, my solution originally was just put them in the fucking tier list and put them wherever I fucking want, but yet again, that is not accurate. Even though this tier list itself is not accurate, I do not care. So this is the solution I came up with. Perfect! There we go. That is the end of the tier list. Do you guys agree? Do you guys disagree? Let me know in the comments down below. And also, if you want to see more dogshit ass tier lists and also see more fucking shenanigans like this, hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell icon. Like this video if you liked it. And I'll see you guys next time. This was Backseat Bullion, signing off. Thanks for watching.